Mike and Dylan hate drama.
Welcome back to Mike and Dylan Hate Drama, where we, this is a podcast about life and how to navigate this tough existence that we live in. We talk about life stories, which probably bear, no mind to the life that you live, but still.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, hopefully not, especially with Mike's shit. But we give advice so that you can hear how we handled it incorrectly, and then you can then handle it correctly.
Can I tell you a fun story from when I lived by the college?
Absolutely.
So we used to, I think in the last regular episode of Two Daddies Judging Baddies, I talked about the two apartments that I lived in. Like, one was a house with multiple renters in it, and then the second one was a house with me and two roommates. Well, the two guys that originally rented the house with me within 2 months decided to go their separate ways. So then I ended up bringing my buddy down from New York, and then he brought one of his friends. His friend was a shitbag, but we won't go into that part.
And these are all people from New York?
No. The first two were people from down here.
No, I mean your friends that are coming now.
Yeah, they came from New York.
How about stop doing that, bud?
Why?
Because that's all we get from North Carolina is motherfuckers from New York.
Yeah, but they're the same people. Like, it's backwoods country, New York.
Yeah, sure.
It is. There's as many right-wing, I think my parents were the only two Democrats in my town. The rest were Republicans.
Nice. Yeah. I like a good mix of everybody.
Yeah.
If not, then things start going too hard in one way, and it's just all fucked up.
So I don't know what brought I guess you were talking about the crazy lives that we lived, but we would throw parties literally every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The two roommates, they worked in restaurants, so they partied like all week long, but I was like, no, not at the house. You guys go party at the bar and then come back home. But when we'd party on the weekends, there was always this Hispanic guy that would come by, and we spent the whole time just like feeding him beers.
Can we get a first name?
I don't know his name.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God.
He only pretty much, he spoke very, very, very poor English, but we would just sit out there, this is the point of the story, is we would just be like, ¿Cómo se dice? And then give him something. And he would translate into Spanish anything that we said. So,
right.
It'd be like, ¿Cómo se dice pizza? Or whatever. But, I can't remember all the ludicrous things that we asked him. But he would show up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning on either Saturday morning or Sunday morning at ass crack of dawn, and we'd still be up drinking, and he would just walk by and we'd be like, oh, hey, here's beer, ¿Cómo se dice? And we'd just shoot the shit with him. But
that's dope. That's the kind of friendships I like that shit.
But see, that's the craziness of my 20s. I wasn't involved with rapscallions, like you say, that were meth heads and doing crazy drugs. We were drinkers, smokers, maybe a little cocaine, mushrooms, things of that sort.
I'm gonna tell you, man, out of all the drugs, the one thing I couldn't stand fucking people doing was the air duster shit.
That was teenage years for me. It stopped before I moved up.
Nah, we had the group that I hung out with, the older guys, they love some goddamn air duster and gold paint.
We just called it duster, but yeah.
Well, I call it air duster because I never did it. Because
you never tried it even?
No, fuck no.
Oh man.
Fuck no. Then here's the thing too is I've seen, normally before I've done the drug, I've seen people do it, which will give me a good insight into, imagine someone offering you cocaine, okay? And they're just they're good. They're just a little up. And
a lot of the cocaine people I knew were fighty, very fighty.
I don't know what it is about cocaine that would make you fighty though, because I'm just happy and I have energy, and I'm just like, man, so it's a really good day. And then if there's 6 of us talking, it gets pretty aggressive when we're trying to talk over each other because we all want to talk right then and there, and you cannot.
Are you on cocaine?
Yeah, always. But you can't wait to tell what you have to tell. But when you see people do drugs, pain pills, shit like that, it's always just typically normal unless they've unless they're on Opanas and shit like that and they're fucking nodding out. You're like, oh, this is a pretty good drug. And that's what I would kind of base my thing on. I've seen crackheads. I was like, I'm not doing crack. I've seen meth heads. My first interaction with people actually doing meth is I saw a lady smack a guy in the face with a fucking a beer bottle, and then he just took off screaming and crying without moving his face at all. So he was just, going running through the house. Yeah, not even fucking, no change to his face whatsoever. But the air duster, so I remember, I knew that there were people doing it, but I had really never seen people do it because it's not like a party thing. You're not at a party fucking doing air duster. But
some people.
We're at this apartment, and our friend Kevin brings over some, and he does it, and then immediately he's just like, no, and smacks his face on a coffee table. And I was just like, that's not my, and like as he's getting up, he's like, it looks scared and shit like that. And I'm like, I don't know what it does to you.
I think it might just be like a deprivation of oxygen or something like that. I don't know exactly what the active like thing is, but for the most part, I never saw anything bad until I saw somebody try to do it like back to back to back to back. And he had like, because really initially it's just like, you talk like Satan, wherever you talk, like it deepens your voice, and just like, I've done it, but I wasn't it wasn't that I wasn't a fan. It's just I knew that it was not something I should do often.
Right.
And
how
so
did it make you feel?
The way that I explained it, and like, I mean, there was a couple different like reactions, but the one that really sticks out in my brain is, for one thing, it's like the opposite of helium. So instead of a high pitched voice, you go like super low, you sound like the devil. And that was kind of the fun part for me, was to just sound like, you know, a crazy devil person. But
I mean, I assumed all these guys were doing it to get high.
Yeah, I mean, it gives you a buzz, but it was the way that I remember it. I think the last time I did it, I was like 16 or 17, and it was like you were in like Mario world. It was like boom, 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 just like this crazy like fucking like 8-bit.
Yeah, that's not so. But yeah, when I saw that too, and then like I seen a guy do it, and they would do it for a fucking.
Yeah, no, that's bad.
And then like they'd be like, I'm like, like, do you see you doing this? Like,
so you've never done Salvia either?
I've done Salvia, yeah.
Because Salvia is like the same, where people just check out. Like if you go far enough, you're just like not there anymore.
Well, I went from the living room to the laundry room, and then my brother said that I was doing my arm like this. Myself, it's not really like, it was just like I felt a, and then it was over.
Well, yeah, technically there's like an edge, and there's like the edge of the world that here's the world that you live in, and then this is not your world. I feel like you were like teetering on this edge. I didn't
penetrate.
You did not go, because
I'm so glad.
Once you go to the other side, you can't move. Like for like 15, 20 seconds, you're locked wherever the fuck you are, and you can't move, and you go to this completely other reality. And
yeah, but I was like, because they told me it was weed. So I took a pretty decent hit of it and then held it in. And like I said, it just felt like everything just like lifted up, like gravity just fucking, if you ever watch any kind of like anime, like a big blast happening. And then I was in the laundry room, and I was just like, not my, and I felt so down too. Like,
on the come down from
yeah,
it.
like once I was like, I'm in the laundry room, and I just like sat down, and my brother was talking about my arm was doing this shit. Like I was just doing like that as I went to the laundry room, one arm just fucking waving like this. And I just felt sad, and I was like, not doing that again. That was
yeah, I've done that a couple dozen times.
kind of a dick move though to do that. Because imagine like I do an egregious amount, and then I don't know.
The first time I did Salvia, it was with the kid that I always talk about that got me into some trouble, and he brought it to a party.
Like a Fight Club thing, and the kid that always got you in trouble was you.
Yeah, it could be.
But it was just
I don't know how I got my hands on the things that he got his hands on. But like before Salvia became what it was, because by the time that I actually got into it, I was living down here. I'd graduated from high school. I would probably say I was almost 20. And then that's when they started coming out with like the concentrated version. So it's like, 20X, 40X, 60X, like all this.
Oh, I did it when I was 17. So you would have been like 23 or something like that. So,
but I think I probably did it before that, because I know the girl that I was dating, and I stopped dating her.
I was just like giving you an idea roughly of the version that I tried.
But the original version that I tried, I was like 16 or 17, and it was actual, just straight up Salvia. And the kid he's a friend of mine. Like, I mean, he was a friend of mine, and he's like, here, just take this. And so I took a rip off of it, and he's like, no, you got to like hotbox the whole bowl, because like this was not the concentrated version. So I was like, and that one I did not go anywhere. Like I felt a buzz, I felt a little bit high, but I did not go. And it was something that me and my dad actually learned together was there's a tipping point where you catch a buzz all the way up till that tipping point, but then there's that tipping point where if you go far enough, it's like somebody comes into this realm and just pulls you into another one. And
see, I was right on the barrier. I was sliding my fat ass across the barrier, and no one was there to grab me and pull me through.
Oh man, and most of my friends that have done it, that have went over the edge, they never ever want to do it again. But I'm the type where I was like, I know what it's gonna do.
Well,
like, and I know
explore now. Yeah.
I know it's only gonna be a minute, and then like, but the first time I did it and went over the edge, I felt like my life was a dream before that, and I'd just woken up. And so that was like a mind fuck moment for me.
How do you know you're awake now? What if this is
all be a dream?
What if this is all one big
nightmare? I think we got a shirt about that.
You wake up next to your wife in bed, and you're like, "What's wrong?" And it's like, me and Mike have to do the podcast, and you're just like, "Who's Mike? What Mike?" And then like after 2 days, finally, after you're just like freaking out, and then you tell her, you was like, "Yeah, I had this alternate reality where there was this like fat dude. He had a fucking TikTok, and
we used to argue all the time.
We used to argue a lot, and then." I don't know. We got along pretty decent, but we had a podcast, and the podcast started taking off, and we were right there. But then I woke up. That would suck too, man. What if it was just like, oh my god, we just signed a deal for $1 million, and then I turn around and my face is gone, and you're like, Mike, and it's just like everything just bubbles away, and you just.
This was all just one Salvia trip.
Yep, all of it, all of it. That would. Man, how do you? It's like the lamp theory, where the guy, he's. At a cabin with his friends, he falls down, he hits his head. His friends all make sure he's okay. He goes home, he builds this family and shit like that, and he has these kids, he loves his kids, and then, one day the kids are at school, the wife's at work, and he's like sitting at home, he got off early, and the lamp starts flickering, and he walks up to it, and it starts like flickering harder, and the next thing he knows, he wakes up on the fucking floor of that cabin from hitting his head.
That'd be the saddest fucking
thing
in the world.
Oh my god! Like, what would you do if you woke up from all this and you were 19 again?
I guess try to do it all over again.
Fuck.
I definitely would. That's the thing is, I know I'd have to get to this place. Maybe I'd try and find my wife sooner. Like, just try to happenstance find her and put myself in a position.
Right.
I don't know that it'd work though.
I think when we end up making a movie, we need to do one where it's like a guy meets the girl of his dreams, but then he finds out like 2 days before she had a gangbang of like 50 guys. She was like, this was the first time I ever done it. Before then I only slept with 2 guys, but I was like, I wanted to try something. And it's like, fuck, man. Like, if I'd have met you 2 days ago, yeah, I could have
been in that gangbang.
Yeah, I could have stopped the whole town from knowing you very well. So. I think that's always a funny little concept. I remember ex-girlfriend I got with. I had slept with someone that she didn't like, and it was like a week or 2 before me and her got together. And then she was like, "If I only knew," and I was like, "It doesn't really change anything."
It's not still on my dick. It's
I washed it off. So now, if there's like herpes or something like that, you can't wash that off. I just did a hangover marathon last night, and the first 2 are, man, I forgot. So I watched This Is the End first, and it's all right. Like, it's good.
I think it's a fun movie.
It's fun. But then you watch The Hangover and you see like the different levels of comedy that we had back then. I was considering watching Your Highness, and what's so funny, I was like, man, I just don't see that movie being any better. So I watched This Is the End. And they're talking about making sequels to movies, and it's like, as long as it's not Your Highness. And he's like, yeah, that was fucking terrible.
I don't think I've watched that one.
Her vagina hangs like sleeve of wizard. Just watch it. I'm not even going to prep you for it. Just watch it. And just be like, because you're going to get like 45 minutes in, and you just be like, what the fuck is going on?
I mean, that was Dusk Till Dawn for me. It's such a great movie. But I was just like, I'm watching this movie, And then this movie just turned off, and it's a new movie. Like,
imagine just getting a VHS from your mama, okay? And you're like, oh, From Dusk Till Dawn, it's because she was like, oh, here's a horror movie. So I'm watching it, and I'm like,
you got it from your mama?
yeah. Well, I watched it in the living room. She handed me, man, my grandma, back before, she was bedridden and everything like that. She had like this just spotless, like a mama house and shit like that. She was like a mama, and you would go to the back room. She had VHS. She loves horror movies. Biggest. I guarantee you, she's seen every horror movie ever made. Every single. It doesn't matter. B, C, whatever. She's seen every horror movie ever made. So I go down there and I'm looking for a horror movie. She's like, "Oh, this is a good one." So I put it in and I'm watching it, and I'm like, "Okay." Bank robbery movie. Brother's a serial killer. He's about to do some crazy shit. Brother's going to have to stop him. And then, they hold up a family in an RV, and you're like, oh man, shit's about to get fucking crazy. George Clooney's gonna have to protect that girl from his brother because his brother's psychotic. And then they get to that bar, and I'm just like, all right, now that we got all these patrons that are subjected to this evil serial killer and these
Merriman.
from these crazy fucking bank robber killers and shit like that, and vampires,
crazy vampires.
Yeah, I was
too.
I was like. The whole face morphed, and I was just like, whoa, what's happening? And now it's a vampire movie. Did you ever watch like From Dusk Till Dawn 2 or 3? Or
I didn't watch any of the sequels. I didn't know there were.
When I tell you, my grandma, I'm pretty sure there's sequels unless I
think there is. I think we might have watched the second one. Or they came out with a TV show too, I think.
I remember the one where they're in the... Bro, there's like... My grandma would just be sitting in there watching a horror movie, and she's like, I'm like, what horror movie is this, Mom? She's like, it's Mecha Dog, and it's like a robot dog that's killing people.
So can I do a hot take?
Yeah.
I think Sinners is just a redo of From Dusk Till Dawn.
I, in a previous episode, was like, Michael B. Jordan. He did not.
No. It was a great movie.
What fucking planet was on where Michael B. Jordan directed that movie, though?
Well, because he played two characters in it. I don't know why they did that either. I was like, why did they have to have Michael B. Jordan play brothers that are constantly on screen together?
I told my daughter it was two completely different actors.
It was technically, in order to put him in, like there had to be somebody else
CGI
there.
One guy, or they just have them walking side by side. I don't see how you can't splice that kind of shit. That's
no. All of it was very well done. And I think it was a great movie, but like the way that it kept. Like it was going, and then it was the same thing. It was just like, vampires. Now it's vampires, and I was like, oh,
that is a hot take. That is a hot
I imagine
take.
I'll probably piss them. I mean, it was great, and like From Dusk Till Dawn was great too. Like I loved the movie, but it was just, it felt so like you have this story, and like the devil is gonna take this, all these musicians and all this stuff, and they're setting up, and then all of a sudden, once they're in that bar, it's
all
vampires.
the untapped shit they can do with Louisiana that white people can't really do. Because, look, Louisiana, it's like there's magic there, but it's like not the white people.
No, definitely not.
It's not.
Is white people magic a real thing anyways?
No, pagans. And that's just because of fucking Aleister Crowley and the whole Thelma religion and shit like that, and him repopularizing paganism. And then they got this like weird, diluted version of paganism where
that's the thing though, is paganism is not a single thing. Like it's just religions that aren't Christianity, like in that area. Right. And so there's so many different versions of it. Like, I mean, technically like Norse religion, like the Vikings and everything, is one, but then there's dozens and dozens and dozens more of different tribes and different kinds of, and the question is though, is maybe that magic was real and they just like made us all forget it.
We were talking about that on the other episode of Mike and Dylan Hate Drama. That I believe in magic to like within one's body, the control of your life. There could be magic behind that, like shooting spells out of your fingertips.
Well, yeah, like that. But what about like cursing and casting
ritualistic
on people,
stuff. So ritualistic stuff, I don't know, because here's the thing. Okay, so we talked about like the sparkling man and shit like that. So we lived at this house in front of Allen J. This is the one before the Jamestown house where the sparkling man shit happened. So we were riding our bikes, man, and we go into this one barn, and they have animal bones like strung up and fucking stars and X patterns and shit like that. And then there was one pattern where it was like two big like femur bones were like an X, and then it had like two bones going down, and then they had crosses made out of bones and shit like that. When I'm telling you, we had my stepdad was there, and then he had a friend there, and we were all just like lickety split. As soon as we came in, we looked around, we was like, fuck out of here. So, but he did fuck with us too, because like we all like were like pedaling away, and then like, me and my middle brother in front, and we're like, where the fuck is everybody? And here comes stepdad just hauling ass on a bicycle, flying by us going, they got your brother. When I tell you, us kids we were not in for solidarity either, because we took the fuck off.
They got him. We just gotta go.
Crying. I'm like, the fucking Blair Witch God. Oh god damn it! I knew we should have been faster.
Where were you guys at though?
So
like, where was it? Was a barn? It was a
it's in High Point, North Carolina, and I wish I could remember exactly. I think we went to this house complex on Springfield, which is kind of like right up the road from us. We would go behind the houses, and in the like the woods and shit like that, there was like swamps and stuff in High Point. And like throughout there, yeah, I'm pretty sure this was, oh fuck, see, my brain's about to start bleeding. I remember memories I shouldn't remember. Look, I'm tapping into shit right now, because I see I see this big ass road. I know that's the road where I went over my handlebars on my bicycle. Scared me from riding my bike for like a month.
That happens.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that again. I was like scorpion real hard. I'm just
imagine if we had GoPros back then.
Fuck, man, and that's the thing too, is I feel like back then somebody was always getting winded.
Oh yeah.
Like at least once a week, a friend was getting just go get him, go fire, oh god, I'm gonna die.
Well, that's a debate that me and my wife has, because if my daughter like falls down and does anything and then like gets upset crying, she's like, "Did it knock the wind out of you?" I was like, "Babe, that's not it. Like you literally can you're sitting there trying to breathe, and you cannot do it." She's
gonna see your daughter get the wind knocked out of her one day for real. She's
it's
gonna rush
terrifying.
to the hospital.
Yeah. It sucks.
Oh my god! I remember I was in some mattresses. My brothers had rolled me up in a mattress like a burrito, and I could not fucking breathe in it. It was so hot. So I'm trying to yell for my brother to get me out. He's like, "What? Get you out! Get you out!" And then he does like a shooting star press onto the mattress, wins the fuck out. Now I'm just like inside of a mattress, claustrophobic, just.
But see, I think that's something that, like some girls probably know that feeling, but for the most part, I think most girls go through their entire life without getting like hit that hard, like hitting the ground that hard, just like fucking falling, getting like tackled by somebody. It just does not happen. And so you don't understand, like, it's like terrifying too, because like you can't breathe.
The funniest one I think I ever saw was my brother was playing in a tree. My middle brother was playing in a tree, and he falls out and he scorpions onto the ground. So I, not even checking on him, I ran in there to tell my parents that Robbie's dead. I was like, Robert's dead. He's dead. And my mom was like, what? What the fuck happened? I was like, he's dead. He died. He fell out of a fucking tree and died. Like, I was sitting there doing that shit. So they go outside. And as we walk outside, Robbie's like, do you know the dog off of Family Guy?
Mm-hmm. Brian.
Huh?
Brian.
No, not that dog. Herbert's Purvis dog.
Oh, yeah.
The real old dog that legs
well,
jacked. So my brother's like crawling with his hands. His face is red as shit. He's just like, he's like crawling across the road. So he got the super wind knocked out of him.
Did I tell you that I knocked the wind out of myself like a month or two ago?
Did you?
Yeah, I was on the skateboard. My daughter was on her.
Oh no.
She was on her her little scooter, and we were riding on Main Street. And I had like just stepped off and then went to push, and then my skateboard stopped and I did not. So like I went forward and I couldn't like fully catch myself. So I just went boom right on my chest and knocked the wind out of myself. And like, I was like, I'm dying. Like, even though I know I'm not dying, but I'm just like, but I just got up and acted like nothing happened so that I didn't have to talk to my wife about it because she was right there and I was just like,
Oh God.
I'm fine.
You okay, babe? Yeah, I'm okay. Oh God. Yeah, that shit fucking sucks, dude. God. What the fuck is it with? Because what's so funny is like during Christmas time when we got my daughter the skateboard, I was like, oh yeah, we're skateboarders now.
I remember when you were on that kick.
We're skateboarders. It was really fun. I was having a fun fucking time. I never skateboarded when I was a kid. I was like, why did I never do this?
It's a blast.
Fuck yeah. I'm like going down the little fucking ball
You went
thingy.
to the skate park?
Yeah.
I still have never been to the skate park.
I was getting fucking good at it. I was able to do the thing where like you can like push down on the back and jump up and do it.
Ollie.
Yeah. Until I was like now I can do it while going forward. I was like, I'm going to try doing then. So I did, as soon as I pushed back my whole body and I land like this. And ever since then, my wrist has been fucked up.
Oh, that's what?
Yeah.
That's what started
I guarantee it's broke as fuck. And I just been just like,
I didn't realize that was the cause of like
this is America. I can't just go. And when I'm telling you like my wrist hurts with like the pain of hell. Like it hurts so fucking bad. And you could even feel it too, where just like it sticks out right here real bad. But, after, because it was swollen for like, 2 weeks and then it went down. So I was like, I guess it's okay. And then it's just like, well, I can't, this is as far as I can extend my thumb. That's as far as I can extend my thumb. And then if I move my thumb backwards, it'll lock in behind like my hand and then I have to pull it. And I want to cry when that happens. Like I'll reach in the fridge and like I'll extend my thumb too much. And, I'm sitting there on the fucking thing trying to pull my thumb. And my wife's like, why don't we just go get it checked out? I was like, I got my thumb. Oh, I got it out.
I'm a man.
No, it ain't even that shit either. It's just like, well, they're going to be like, well, you need surgery on it. I'm like, well, how much is that? And they're going to be like, $10,000. Like, all right. Well,
I was talking about something like that with my dad last night. And, he just got double bypass surgery. And one of the things that I brought up is like now technically you can go online and get like for $400 get like all your blood work done to figure out like 150 different things. But you go to the doctor and you're like, hey, I don't feel good. This is what it is. And then they're like, we'll run this singular test on you. And then they're like, oh, that didn't come back. Everything looks fine. And then you're like, yeah, but I still have that issue. And they're like, here, we'll run this singular test on you. And I was like, why the fuck don't they just do the $400 test? Like they're charging you thousands of dollars to go there. Like just run the whole fucking panel and be done with it. And then like one of the reasons why I brought it up is because I was telling them about they've got like this MRI version of that. So instead of going to a doctor, seeing a specialist, and then they'll like check out like your gallbladder or just like one thing, you can get your whole fucking body scan for like $2,000 or $3,000, which is a lot. But that's what they charge you for a fucking visit or like a random little thing.
Or them sticking a popsicle on your tongue.
Yeah.
I don't know, probably gay. I don't know.
They do like one test and then they're like, well, we didn't find anything that was that. Well, just scan the whole fucking body. Scan all of me and be like, okay, well, this might be the cause of it. And my dad was trying to defend him about like hypochondriacs that would be like, well, there's a lump there. Can we check that lump out? No, the doctor is the fucking professional at that point. But like scan the whole fucking, like when you have a virus in your computer, you don't scan one fucking file at a time. You scan the whole fucking computer and be like, is there a virus here? And then you find out. But like with our medical system, it's like, we're going to run this singular test.
Well, the cancer has progressed too much. And it was like, well, yeah, y'all found it out like 4 months ago and then told me to come here. And it was like, you just waited too long. It was like, no, you guys told me to wait this long.
I saw 14 other specialists for some random.
Yeah, well, we just thought you were lying. Okay, we thought you were seeking drugs.
Yes.
What? I said my chest. It felt like when I coughed, I could feel my lung lift up.
I can find drugs if I need drugs.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need you guys for that.
All right, so we're going to get into these submissions that we have. Our first one is, would I be the asshole if I went no contact with my parents?
No.
So this story is my friend's story, shared with full permission. I listened to every, in all capital letters, every single episode on both Patreon and Spotify. In parentheses, love you guys, in all caps. I love you too. And if you are a male listener, I will give you a reach around. If you are
it's female.
then you get a firm handshake. It's a lot. Look, we could sexually harass the guy listeners. You can't sexually. You guys gotta be like firm handshake.
Kevin Spacey says otherwise.
Yeah, well, they canceled House of Cards because of that, so they took it pretty seriously. I saw this one thing. It was like Kevin Spacey's comeback, and I was like, and it's just like, yeah, he fucked boys, but House of Cards was really good before he left. That's how you know you're a good actor, though.
Yeah.
If you get canceled and they're like, no, everybody's just like, we don't want you back. I was like, fuck, I wasn't that good to begin with, but
Yeah, because they'll find a way to get you back.
all right. So, anyways, here's the story. My parents and sisters moved into another state about 8 years ago. I've never been the type to talk to my parents on my phone, and I very rarely even text them. My husband, 30, and I, 32, will visit their state about once a year. For Thanksgiving, my sister and I paid for flights for my mom to visit. When she got home from her visit, she called my mother-in-law to express concern for our living situation. For background, we own a small home worth about $170,000. This is America. This is an American story right here. Just a tiny, just a nice little home, $550,000. That's it. 2 bed, 2 bath. We have some financial struggles the past few years due to my husband having to take time off work to focus on his mental health. He was suicidal and in and out of different programs to help us with this. Just a little, has he tried drinking? Because that helps, maybe recreational drug use.
It's usually one of the signs of it.
Oh, fuck. Well, I'm saying to help with it, you know what I'm saying? If you got the demons, drink them away. Wear a nice wolf shirt when you do it. So you're just like,
Wolfbeard.
Yeah, you throw me to the wolves, I'll come back leading the pack. And I'm just like, that man's been through some stuff. The past year, he has started working on a dispensary. We live in a legal state. Both of us has always been smokers since high school. However, in the house, we only smoke in the upstairs gaming room. Right now, we have only one car, and our dishwasher has been broken. But a lot of people don't even own a dishwasher. Listen, you could tell hubby, you could look at him and say, hey, we're going to get a dishwasher on Marketplace for like $35, and you could because if I can do it, and this is not me saying, look, this is not me tooting my own horn. This is me untooting my own horn by saying, if I can do it, you could do it. Claude was helping me through. I'm pretty sure halfway through, he was like, has a monkey gotten a hold of a computer? Like, has a monkey got a hold of a way to use AI? I will fully admit our house is not perfect. It needs updates, and we both could focus more on keeping things clean, but we had cleaned the whole house before my mom arrived. This leads to my dad texting me and telling me that weed is not cool, and my grandfather would be disappointed. My grandfather was my closest person growing up and always told me, or this is grandmother, sorry, your grandmother would be disappointed. My grandmother was my closest person growing up and always told me I could tell her anything, good or bad. What a dick thing to say.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm not disappointed, but Grandma is.
Grandma would be disappointed in you.
She is right now, currently up in heaven.
Yeah,
disappointed.
I prayed, and what a douche for weed, the most innocuous thing.
Well, the first page of the Bible says that I give you all seed-bearing plants. All.
Sure.
Seed-bearing plants.
Right.
All of them.
All of them. Every single one.
And that's weed. Weed is a seed-bearing plant.
And poppy seeds, too, so I can do heroin. And coca leaves, so I can... I mean, yes, it has to be extracted with gasoline. Sure.
That's
Sure. Gasoline to extract the fucking cocaine. But it comes from plants. Tell me about alcohol.
Very natural as well.
Yeah, kind of. Yep. For now, I've mainly ignored and not responded because I know this will go nowhere. I know we could be living a better life doing more, but we travel, see concerts we want to see. We have a roof over our head. I think the main thing here is are you happy? Yep. And tell Daddy shut the fuck up. Tell Daddy he had his life he lived, and
guarantee he was doing drugs back in the day too.
Hell yeah. And that's like the preacher, man. They'll be like, 10 years ago, I was out there just living the devil's life, pimping whores, snorting cocaine, drinking alcohol. It was terrible. And it's just like, well, let me make my mistakes, okay? You're old. You got to live those mistakes. I need to live these mistakes. I need to go out there and pimp hoes and do cocaine to see that it is a mistake. I don't do that stuff anymore.
Learn from experience.
I don't do that stuff anymore, and I'm older, and I'm still like, was it that bad, though? Like, was it that bad? I don't think I was doing anything that bad. We have close friendships, all people that smoke weed. Maybe not as much as us, but I also was not partaking while I was with my mom. My husband would get home from work and do his usual routine of going upstairs to play games on his computer and smoking. Neither of us came home to crack open a beer or open a bottle of wine. This is how he chose to relax. My mother-in-law just latched on to the fact that she believes that my husband smokes too much and it affects his mental health. He has a care team, including a therapist, psych doctor for his medical management. They are aware of the drugs he uses. I know they are aware because I'm in contact with his team and have access to his clinical notes, which he is also aware of. I have never asked for money from my parents. My anxiety often revolves around them. I have been reaching for my Xanax that I never take the past 2 days because of this. The distance has been the best thing for our relationship up until now. I already considered us low contact, and the situation has pushed me into thinking it's time to go no contact. Is my mother's concern valid, or is it her own guilt for not being around and coming off as, or not being around coming off as judgmental? I'm just going to add that in there. This visit really felt like one of the first times I could fully relax around them and be myself. So this has really affected me emotionally. I have screenshots of the text from both parents, if that would help with more context about how I'm feeling and how I was confronted. I want the texts.
We didn't get those.
Damn. Here's the thing, though. And ultimately, it is your life. If you're in your home, smoking weed, being happy, yeah, fuck a parent that just wants to judge. Like, I think a biggest thing that a parent needs to do is understand that the person that is living the life that you are judging is not you. Like, it's a separate person living their own life. And if someone's like, yeah, I'm smoking weed, and you go down a checklist, well, is it bad for the health? No. Well, is it gonna, ruin them financially? No. Shut the fuck up. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, let them live their lives. Let them, have your fun and shit like that. If the contact is low anyways, and the only time you are in contact, they're judging you, saying mean shit like that, like your grandma ain't gonna be disappointed. If they're saying mean shit like that, yeah, just don't talk to them.
Well, I think the parents, like, the hard part is yes, you want the best for your kids. You just do. However, judging them doesn't get the best out of them. Like, helping them see, like, and helping to, like, nudge them in ways, but not straight up being like, that's bad, you shouldn't do that. And like showing judgment.
Mama will be rolling over in her grave.
None of that is going to help you, like, get out of whatever you're in. Even if you're like, and with weed, it's not a hardcore drug. Like, technically,
it's like the Dave Chappelle thing. Hi, I'm addicted to weed. What? That's not. Have you ever sucked dick for weed?
Yeah. And it's just not a thing. Like, it can get out of hand. You can do it too much. You can make it your personality. You can put yourself in bad scenarios because of it. But it's not, from what it sounds like, you guys have a house. You got your shit together. You go to work, you come home, you do all the things that are responsible.
Alcohol,
yeah. And like, it's completely normal for people to come home and crack a beer or fucking drink some wine or make a mixed drink.
A-okay.
But then the second that you decide to relax in any way, because like, I'm sorry, but like, yeah, if Coke was around and available, like, if you wanted to just do a couple fucking lines and it's your own time, your own fucking thing,
sold. Now doing it. Yep.
Do your own thing. But like, it's when it presents itself as a problem. But if you've went to work, done your responsibilities for the day, you come home and you want to play fucking video games and smoke weed, you don't have kids that you're taking care of, sure, go
Shoot
for
you
it.
up a little bit of heroin, yeah, fuck yeah.
I mean, really, yes. If you're handling all your shit, like, I mean, alcoholism is not a problem unless it's affecting your life. If it's causing you to do poorly at work, not show up for work, like, that's, if you still maintain all your jobs and you do everything and you keep your household good, the only thing that I say is, like, if you do have kids involved, it's a different scenario. Like, if you're letting substances control your life and you have kids, that line becomes a lot more blurred. Like, you can't just be like, well, I do Coke. Well, yeah, but like, what, are you taking care of your kids? Are you making sure that they're fine? Like,
yeah, I'm just taking care of them, but faster. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so that's my opinion on the matter.
That's a good, and yeah, when kids come in, it is a lot different. I mean, if your husband is dealing with depression and stuff like that, there's a world where weed is not making it better.
Yeah.
But if a physician's saying, hey, yeah, it's okay, y'all don't have kids, especially if y'all don't have kids, shut the fuck up, mom and dad. There's literally nothing you can say. Like, they are living for themselves. Sounds like they go, they're going to concerts. They do fun things. So I assume they don't have kids.
All that fun stuff you listed. You can't do that with kids.
You do some pretty fun stuff in there. So I don't think you got kids, but I'd go no contact.
Well, they'll change their, and ultimately that's what needs to happen.
They'll reflect.
The parents need to reassess, like, okay, is it worth not getting to talk to my daughter and son just because they do some things that we don't like, and they get to decide that, and they might decide that they're not willing to bend on that issue, and that's fine. But like, you don't need to spend you're not a kid, like you are not a child that they can dictate what you do and don't do. So yeah, go no contact, and if they reach back out, it's on your terms, not on theirs.
That's right. That was a good story.
So this one is from one of our most avid listeners here, Mr. Steven.
Oh, fucking love you, dude.
Yeah.
Look, man. Look.
Thanks for starting the Reddit best of.
So we could do a best of stories for Two Daddy Judging Baddies and a best of something here.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just always holding it down. If we've not sent him like a hat and stuff, we got to send it to him.
He's bought a hat, but we haven't, we don't have anybody's info. So
you got to send it to Dylan. He's the GSO video on the Reddit.
Yeah, you could do that, or
send him a message, and because we know your Reddit, so just send a message to Dylan so we can like put something together. Because you always, everything we do, you
even showed up for Mike's safe space.
Yeah, the little streaming that I did, what's crazy is I was like, I don't want to miss time with my family. That's just, I 4 streams in, I was like, I'm not sacrificing my family. I wanted to stay home and watch movies and shit. So, that night, the guy came with the fucking hunting knives. That's crazy.
It was crazy. Yeah.
That was crazy. I was like, I want to be with my family. And then I was just like, if I would have walked out, I'd have got a hunting knife right in the chest.
Yep.
And then it would have been.
I said that before you started. I was like, bro, like, you're gonna work all day and then you're gonna be here gaming. You're like, well, by the time it's 6 o'clock, I was like, it's just not probably gonna be conducive. And you're like, I got this.
Yeah, no, I value hanging out with my family infinitely more than any of the stuff that I do.
Playing honestly. A video game. So I was almost abducted by aliens. I know the title is crazy. Sorry for any grammar or spelling mistakes. So this happened about 10 years ago or so. My friend had just gotten off work and came to hang out and drink a bit. I want to state that neither of us were drunk at the time or after, only having 2 beers apiece. What are you doing? Why are you drinking 2 beers?
That's 2 beers apiece, yeah. Well, no, me, I'm just like, I'd be fucking floored then.
You would be. You'd be.
I thought this was America. I'd be overboard then, yeah. Dylan saw I have no tolerance.
I've only seen you like drunk that one night that we had the poker night.
And then what was that, like 4 beers, 3 beers?
They were pretty heavy. They were those seltzers that were like 6 or 7%. So they were pretty stout. But so me, my friend, and my dad were sitting by the fire looking at the stars, and we noticed something strange in the sky. I had a little constellation app on my phone. You pointed at the sky and it would show you where the planets and constellations were. This thing we were seeing said it was another galaxy. We were like, cool, and thought nothing more about it. A bit later, my dad said he was going to bed, and after he left, like 30 or 40 minutes later, a bright-ass light lit me and my buddy up. It was quick. We thought my dad was screwing with us with a bright flashlight, so we go inside, and nope. My dad was sound asleep. I know he wasn't faking because he snores like a busted chainsaw. We ran back outside and looked up in the sky for something, but nothing was there except we watched the other galaxy slowly fade out of view. So my buddy and I joked that they couldn't abduct us because we were too fat for their tractor beams. They're used to picking up skinny-ass meth heads. Anyway, that's my story. Love you in the podcast. Can't wait for y'all to make it big and watch the Mike Fall Off documentary. Mayonnaise Dick, 9/11 Moon Pies.
The Mike, look, that's going to be great too, man. Because it's going to have, us being a team, you got all these cameras and stuff like that. Of course, you're going to record it. It's like I've gotten into crack or something like that, and I'm sitting there smoking it. And it was like, honestly, I think I'm more creative on crack. What if we did, okay, it's a monster, okay, but the monster can shapeshift into shoes. So then this woman wears them every day, and he gets to look up her skirt, and it's called Upskirt Monster Shoe Guy. It's like, it's going to be the next big shit. It's going to be the next big thing. Dylan, I got the next big thing for us.
I don't.
The
I don't
camera
hate
just
it.
goes back to Dylan. He's just like, everybody's all sad.
That sounds like one of the best like B or C level horror films ever. Though.
Right.
Like,
damn, she got a bush. Where'd that come from? It sounded like it came from my shoes. So here's the thing, though. When people talk about aliens and shit like that, I don't know if I told the story on this podcast. I know I've told it to you. But when we lived out in Denton, there's a military base out there at Baden Lake. And we're driving just down the road. I'm pretty sure it's like around wintertime. And my stepdad's talking to me. I'm just kind of like bored looking ahead. And he goes, "What the fuck is that?" And I turn around and it's this large dome. It kind of like, if you think of a flying saucer, like imagine if it was just like kind of like sideways, but it's like this big ass fucking, you could see it. I don't know how to explain it, but it's kind of like a banana shape, but it's more flat at the bottom. And it's bending all the trees down as it goes across the tree line. I swear to fucking God. Stepdad was high. I was not. And I was just like it's like kind of one of those things where you look at it and you're like, oh shit, something else is going on. Me, I believe it's human technology though.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm a very strong believer that there are aliens. The question for me is whether they visited us. Like, I know that they're there.
Why would they care to hide their presence though?
I mean, it just depends. But like, my thing is it, and I know you're not a big fan of him, but like the way that Neil deGrasse Tyson explained it was,
well, that's because
the chance.
and the science says.
The chance.
And the science does.
The chance.
Yeah, see, you wouldn't like him either, fucker.
No, I'm talking about this one thing that he said. So the chance that because civilizations rise and fall, like I feel like are on a path to falling. Our technology has advanced substantially. However, we haven't figured out the fucking interpersonal human dynamics. So we're going to fuck ourselves over in that way. Being as advanced as we are, we still have fucking shit tons of wars and world leaders can't get along. And so the chance that somebody can become spacefaring and then travel vast distances in the same timeline as what we are currently in. So, there could be other life forms that achieved what we have achieved, but they're already gone. Or, that in another location, they're achieving what we're achieving, but the time that it would take for us to be able to make contact, just like on the full timeline of how long the cosmos has been in existence, that two different civilizations make it to that point at the same time and then are able to travel to each other is just so unlikely that like at the same exact time you guys are both advanced and can have that communication.
Like imagine there's a civil that's exactly like us. They look except for women have 3 boobs.
Ooh.
Right. Just like a third one. You know what's crazy too is it doesn't matter what.
There's so many little things that like, you never think about them. But I remember I was probably like 6 or 7 and our neighbor was talking to my mom and her daughter was with her who was like probably, I don't know, 8 to 10 years older than me. And she was telling my mom about that girl's 3rd nipple. And then for some reason, I guess they were going to show my mom or something. Like, I don't know. But like, I was like, I get to see a nipple. I did not get to see a nipple. I was told to go away because it was not appropriate for me.
Right.
I've never seen a 3rd nipple.
But imagine
in person.
like they get off the spaceship and like their nose and mouth, like it's just like a really long nose. It looks like normal people, but it's a really long nose, and then like the mouth is at the bottom and it talks and shit like that. And then everybody on that planet thinks that person's like sexy. Like the traits about those people are sexy.
Look at that thing.
Look at that Snoozler. That's what they call it, a schnauzler. A Snoozlers. They're called Snoozlers. Yeah, that's the body part name.
But I mean, if the mouth was down there, then it means it's a lot of room. There's not a like.
Yeah, it's like all throat too, so it's like real suctiony and it doesn't gag at all.
Yeah,
and it's like fuck yeah, and 3 boobs.
Very sexy.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Signed on.
So you could just be like watching a movie and just like giving you just the best blowjob ever.
They're still watching.
Yeah, just still watching the movie. Yeah, just eyes on the movie, just fucking snoozling the fuck out of it.
Yeah, don't have to use hands or nothing. It's just like
All right. So what does our last one say?
So this one is just talking about Spotify Wrapped, and this goes for both podcasts. But I think we technically hit the top 99th percentage of podcasts for everything, like listeners, all like, which is crazy. But I mean, I guess that if you're talking about most podcasts that are anywhat successful are in that top 99% or like that last percent.
Right.
Because then, you know, in that last percent, there's probably like 2,000 podcasts.
That are all just like juggernauts.
Yeah.
And we're sitting here just like, hey, 3 titties and a snoozler. She had 3 titties and a snoozler.
Let's get AI to write us a new song.
Yep.
All right, so title is Spotify Wrapped. Hey, Mike and Dylan, I just watched my Spotify Wrapped and wanted to let you guys know that MADHD was my #1 podcast, and I had 4,675 minutes of listening, and that put me at the top 4% listener of the podcast.
Holy fuck.
I've been here since day 1 of the podcast, and I've watched every single episode of both MADHD and 2DJB. 2DJB was my #3 podcast of the year. Can't wait for more.
Who was his #1?
MADHD.
Okay, I thought it was #2 for a second. Then.
No.
It's like, no, you guys are #2. Jerry #1. It's like, fuck. Gah. Grr.
The podcasts that people listen to, JRE was the top for both of them. But then second place was like that guy that talks about money. I can't remember. And then...
Rip them kids off the... God damn it. If you wouldn't have said nothing, I'd have been able to remember his name.
Then there was Smosh Reads Reddit as like 4th place on 2DJB, but no Two Hot Takes, no Reddit Wiki, no none of that. For our top listeners. The top podcasts that other people listen to were not.
So now we need to get on Smosh. They would never let us on there. They would talk about my, you know, honestly, because they were gonna be like, it's the big black boxer boyfriend that you got that in that story that you told. I'm like, oh, so now you're homophobic against my and racist against my big black boxer boyfriend who destroys my ex-wife in the front yard with a nasty haymaker out of her fucking sneakers. Teaches her a lesson.
Yeah, because she used to pinch me really hard.
Yeah, beat the shit out of me. So you're saying that?
No, she just pinched me
hero.
really hard.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah. She just pinched me all the time, so I had that man dislocate her fucking orbital bone.
her head from her body.
Right. And he punched her in the face one time and just everything detached in the face area. God.
I watched that bum fights with what's his name? He was on the UFC or the MMA show where they train and try to get into the UFC. What's that show?
Tough?
No,
Kimbo
way back
Slice.
in the day. Yeah, Kimbo Slice.
It wasn't a bum fight.
It wasn't?
Bum fights was vastly different. Bum fights is where they got homeless people to fight each other.
Yeah.
Kimbo Slice, like people would challenge him. He would go down
Okay.
and like box him and shit.
Well,
like
when
that.
I downloaded it
Which
back in the
who's like,
fucking
you
day.
know what? Largest black man to exist. I'm going to invite that guy down to fucking just box the shit out of him.
Back in the day when I first watched it, it was still back when you had to steal videos. Like there was no YouTube or anything at that time, and we were downloading it from like
Livewire.
Kazar and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I saw Kimbo Slice for the first time, like just completely rock that guy's orbital bone, and his fucking eye was sticking out of his face, and I was like, oof.
And then he's just like, he gets down and he's like,
But they listed it as bum fights on there.
maybe it was. I don't think it was bum fights. I love my favorite one, and people don't really remember this one, was felony fights. I love felony fights. There's one where this white guy, and he's just like, you know, I stabbed a guy, and he was like, what's your favorite fight? And he's like, probably the one where I stabbed the guy. And then he's fighting this Mexican dude, and they start fighting, and the Mexican guy just hits him, knocks him out cold. And like, the Mexican guy was like, I didn't hear no bell. Keeps fucking hitting the guy unconscious, and then gets to the side of him and starts like jumping in the air and knee dropping on his fucking neck and face. And the guy like rolls over and he's like,
Just passed out.
yeah, fucking out cold. But the guy, you know, I guess he turned out to be all right for what I assume is like a $20 in a pack of cools. He turned out to be all right. And what the funniest part is they're interviewing the Mexican guy afterwards, and they're like, man, that was crazy. And the Mexican guy was like, yeah, that was my first fight. And the guys are like, really? And he goes, nah. It's really good. I got to show you that one, man. It's fucking wild.
I don't think I want to watch it.
Should we get Dylan's reaction to that?
I don't think I want to watch that one.
It's not gruesome. It's not graphic.
If the guy's passed out and then he just starts fucking...
He's all right, though. He didn't die. But it's like, but did you die? And he did not die. He was okay. I mean, as okay as you can...
like repeated concussions back to back to back.
Yeah, come over here so we could get your reaction to this. Felony fight, knee drop. Okay, look, I was already loud. Look,
Where is this available at? On YouTube?
I got it off of Reddit because you can't find it on YouTube anymore. All right. Ugh. It's in our boxing circle jerk if you wanna view it. Can we hello? Oh fuck. Deleted. They deleted it. 2 guys square up with horrific results. Reddit scares the fuck out of me so bad sometimes. That ain't it.
No, that's a fucking movie.
Fuck.
Alright, we'll
find
it later.
We'll find it later.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
I know someone wants to see a bonus episode of us watching a Hallmark movie. Maybe we do that for MADHD. You want to do that?
Are we allowed to do that?
Yeah,
It's reaction.
Won't have it's reaction. Yeah, we're adding to the. Oh, here we go. Okay, all right, guys. Dylan's about to watch it. You don't get to see the first interview part, and it sucks. But all right, and now we have the camera on me. And here we go. See? And then
Jeez.
he's gone. He's not there. And then there's the knee drops.
Jeez.
And then they stopped it. See? He's gone. He does get up and walk around. He was fine after that.
It doesn't even look like he knocked him out though. It looked like he fell on his face.
No, he knocked him out. Once your body is noodled. Well, that's part of the knockout too. Like when you have mixed martial arts and stuff like that, someone can get rocked, and then you see a fighter not follow through. Normally, when a fighter follows through with rocking somebody, it's when their head falls back and smacks against the back of the mat because that's when they're real fucked. So him just he was already limp, and then when he smacked, he got stiff. So you could be out and be limp, and then you could be stiff. He got stiff after he got limped, and then. What would you say about 7-8 shots while he's unconscious? They're just slapping against that man's head.
I mean, that's like Rampage's son, what he did to that guy.
Well, no, that's vastly different because that guy didn't know he was going to be in a fight.
Yeah.
This guy at least knew he was fighting somebody.
But he just kept rocking him while he was passed out on the fucking ground.
I hope they give Rampage's son 30 years, which is crazy too because Rampage not being a dad, and then he's like, oh, my son's all over the news, I'm gonna finally be a dad and defend myself. Well, you had all his life to do this, and then he was like, you know what, he's finally got I'm gonna be there for him, whatever to stay in the spotlight, right? That'll be us, man. 10 years from now, smoking that crack. Shoe monster man looks up skirts. All right, guys, listen, this has been an episode of MADHD. How would you guys like to see us do a Hallmark movie watch through for a bonus episode? I think it would be beautiful, and I think we would let Patreons choose which one it is. We'll give them options, like the cringiest ones ever. I don't know how we would do this, but look, guys, we love you so much. Check out the subreddit. That's where we share ideas at. The subreddit is MADHD. We love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
Later.